Okay, guys, I have some big news for everyone. Listen carefully. I want you all to take a seat. I don't want anyone fainting or hitting their heads. You all sitting? Okay, here it goes. I took what Scott Snyder said in our interview about Grant Morrison's ideas behind the Source Wall, and I made it viable. I know what is behind the Source Wall in the DC Universe, and I'm going to tell you this after a brief history lesson. The idea of what would become the Source Wall would first be introduced by Jack Kirby in The New Gods. While it was never actually seen, the final barrier was mentioned and described by Metron as somewhere beyond the final barrier lies the Source, the greatest of all mysteries. Well, I'm here to tell you I have solved the greatest of mysteries, and I'm going to share it with you now in a few moments because we got to continue with our history. Anyway, visually, the first time we actually see the Source Wall, it's depicted as a physical wall that has ancient giant beings stuck in it. They are described by Walt Simonson in an interview as beings who tried to reach the maximum state and failed. Now, at the end of last year's fantastic Dark Knights Metal event, the heroes of the DCU accidentally broke the Source Wall while trying to stop the Dark God Barbatos to fix the destruction that he caused in the multiverse. At the end, Batman had the theory that the Source Wall was protecting and hiding the DCU from whatever was on the other side. So, what's on the other side? I know you're asking. I know you're sitting there. You're like, Benny, just shut up and tell me what it is. Now, oh faithful ones, people who are still watching this video, I will tell you. I have seen the maximum state, or reached it? I'm not sure the technical lingo. The important thing is that I know what is beyond. And it's not Batman this time. Beyond the Source Wall is the Marvel Universe. Did any of you faint? No? Okay, well then, we'll keep moving. You see, in my recent interview with Scott Snyder, he joked that Grant Morrison had pitched the concept. But of course, red tape makes that an impossibility. But I think that's the real case. I think with the evidence that I present to you, Marvel is there, but due to legalities, it will never be shown. That's not true! That's impossible! But it is. Allow me to explain. While the idea of the final barrier was introduced by Jack Kirby, the visuals in current version of the Source Wall were introduced in the crossover of Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans by Walt Simonson and Chris Claremont in 1982. In the story, Darkseid is trying to harness the unlimited power of the Source, thinking that the power of the Phoenix Force can help. The Source Wall would then again appear in the JLA Avengers crossover that saw Doctor Doom trying to break through it and assault the DCU. He was defeated and locked in the Source Wall like the other giants, and that shows that the Source Wall is what separates the two universes. Or does it? Everyone take a deep breath. I'm about to get metaphysical here. Since the Source Wall is broken, the DCU has been under constant threat from what has passed through it. The first of the major threats was the ancient cosmic beings, entropy, mystery, wisdom, and wonder. Beings that were believed to have created the universe as we know it. But what are these beings themselves? What is entropy, mystery, wisdom, and wonder? They are feelings, thoughts, states of being. These are personified by these cosmic beings, beings who come and are born from the Source. In 1996, the miniseries DC vs. Marvel depicted the physical personifications of the two universes as ancient cosmic brothers that had slumbered for untold eons. Once they awoke, they became aware of each other and they fought for supremacy. I believe that the brothers reside within the Source. Perhaps it is the breaking of the Source Wall that allows the two of them to become aware of one another again. Perhaps it isn't just a door to the Marvel Universe that has been swung open, falling from its hinges, gaping wide for everything to come through. Maybe the Source is the home to all created universes. A source is described as a place, person, or thing from which something comes or can be obtained. Maybe the Source is the place where all of the stories come from, the place where a creator's imagination gives birth to an idea or a creator. But you can't have ideas, characters, and plots running around. That would be pure chaos. So every universe, every multiverse contained within that universe is locked behind a Source Wall that hides them from the others so that war and chaos, like DC and Marvel, doesn't break out. Or everything I just said is the rantings of a madman on the corner screaming about the end times. You decide. Alright guys, that's today's theory. What is behind the Source Wall? And my theory is that it is the Marvel Universe. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about this idea. Do you think that it is the Marvel Universe and just due to legalities we can never actually say that it is over there? Or do you think that I'm just crazy and it's just something else and they're going to reveal it eventually one day down the road? Now, it's time for me to start formulating my next big theory. You see, I love the Flash and I've been thinking that maybe there's more to the Speed Force than we thought. I'm thinking that maybe there's a Strength Force, maybe there's like a Wisdom Force, maybe, God damn it, that's Josh Williamson's current storyline of the Flash. All right, I'll get back to the drawing table.